Alright, hi guys. Thanks for coming back this week. It's so good to see you guys. Really quick, I just want to refresh with you about what the purpose of this group is. Obviously, you guys are all here because you were hand selected, because you guys had shared some concern with the school counselor regarding wanting some education because either you have a family member that was pregnant in the past, that got pregnant as a teen, or maybe you yourself are currently a teen parent and you guys wanted to be more educated on ways of keeping a reoccurring pregnancy, unwanted pregnancy from occurring again. Basically, we're gonna work on, just educating you on the consequences of having a baby early in life and try to prevent any kind of unwanted sexual activity that you guys might be experiencing, maybe peer pressure or anything like that. And obviously I'm going to open up the floor for all you guys to talk freely about what your feelings are on anything like that. The other thing I wanted to bring up to you guys is just to remind you about the rules that we've kind of set for this group. Number one, obviously, is confidentiality. Unfortunately, we can't control what anybody says or does, but we're going based off the honor system in this group, and we're hoping that each and every one of you can have that mutual respect for one another, because we will be sharing some personal life information in here. And then also just a mutual respect, no side talk, and no use of cell phones. And of course, if you guys come across anything else that you feel is important, you can always speak openly and freely to the group and address any of your concerns, okay? So this is definitely a safe environment for each and every one of you. What I went ahead and did was I passed you guys out a worksheet, and basically the worksheet states myths and facts on teen pregnancy. So Brittany, do you want to maybe read off one of the myths or facts?
Okay. A teenage father or mother is only responsible for his child or her child during the first year of their life.
True. Do you guys think that's a myth or fact?
I think that's false.
Okay.
Well, I think it's probably true because, you're young, so your parents will be responsible after you finish breastfeeding or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, but Amanda, if I can share your story, you have an older sister, and she had your niece when she was 16, was
Yeah.
that? Okay, last week you shared that with us. So do you think that it's fair for your sister to have full responsibility of your niece, or do you think maybe the father should play some role in that?
Well, I mean, he's just he's kind of like a deadbeat, so he doesn't do anything anyways, and I don't know if I'll trust my niece with him because he's just he's a pothead, so.
Yeah.
So you think that just because he doesn't have his stuff together that he shouldn't take care of his child? He made that child. He was half of the equation.
Yeah, but he's not doing anything and nobody's doing anything to stop him, so obviously you don't have to have responsibility because he doesn't.
Well, I heard that you actually, they have to pay child support. That's the law.
Well, why don't you go ahead and read the answer to that? Maybe we can get that answer.
When a person becomes a father, whether he is a teenager or an older man, he is responsible for the child. If a man or teen has a baby and he is not married to the mother of his child, he has to, by law, pay child support until the child is 18 years old. Yeah, and if the woman that does not receive child support from the father of her child may file a lawsuit against him. So every parent of a child is responsible.
Right. So one thing that I want to make you guys aware of is that's in some cases it's not a consequence, but that's your responsibility. If you're able to engage in sexual behavior, it's important that you understand the responsibilities behind what could happen if you're sexually active, and if you become pregnant and decide to go ahead with the pregnancy. It falls on both partners, not just, it shouldn't fall more on one than the other. Okay? You look like you want to ask a question.
Well, he doesn't even have papers, so
Oh.
I mean, what do you do?
Well, that's something that your sister would have to like look further into, but I think it's important that you know that if you were to become pregnant, you shouldn't have to be on it alone.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to read another myth or fact?
Kate does.
Okay.
By the age of 15, about 75% of boys and girls have had sex. That's gotta be true.
Yeah,
True.
true. Everyone I know is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, what about do you want to read the answer to that on the other side?
Well, it says it's totally false, but I don't believe it. It says not everybody's doing it. As a matter of fact, more teens are waiting to have sex. More than 50% of high school teens have reported that they are still virgins.
That's a
Most
lie.
teens have not had intercourse.
Loser.
It was also found that 8 in 10 girls and 7 in 10 boys are sexually inexperienced by age 15. And 1 in 5 young people have not had intercourse while teenagers.
Now, let me just ask you this: have you ever told like a little white lie to kind of fit in with the group? Has anybody ever?
Well, usually
And this is an
people
open
try to
space.
fit in with me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well,
have, I guess.
Yeah, I
Right.
think like because these girls are so cool, and I'm like, I'm really still virgin.
See?
So
You
I
are?
didn't want to say
Ew.
anything because I
Are
just
you
wanted
too?
to be cool.
Hell no.
And you guys, I want to remind you, this is a safe place, and we do need to show each other mutual respect. And I applaud you, Amanda, for sharing that with the group. That took a lot, from within yourself. And obviously, you guys, she's sharing this because she trusts you and feels that she can be open with the group. So
But
thank you
it's
for
cute. What
sharing.
if they don't want to be my friends anymore?
Is that true? Is that something that would keep you from wanting to be friends with someone?
No,
If you
I
found
just
No,
like
we've
to
been friends
give her a
forever.
hard time.
Yeah, but I just like, you guys lost your virginity, and then I haven't had a boyfriend, and so I just feel like I feel alone.
Well, at
you know,
least you
I
have a
just
baby like I do.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Brittany, with Amanda. You know,
I mean, we're still cool. Like, we've always been friends. Brittany always makes fun of everybody anyway, so.
That's true.
yeah. What about the next? We'll do one more.
It doesn't, or more than half of teen pregnancies happen during the first 6 months after a person has sex for the first time.
Do you guys think that's a myth, or you think that's a fact?
I think you could probably have sex a lot of time and not.
Yeah, I feel like most people have sex and then get pregnant.
Yeah.
So it says that it's a fact. Half of all first-time teenage pregnancies happen within 6 months after losing their virginity, and 20% happen within the first month. That
Wait,
happens.
so what does that mean?
That means that if you're having unprotected sex, it is possible to get pregnant the very first time you have sex. If you decide that you want to lose your virginity and you don't want to use any protection, there's a possibility of you becoming pregnant. So unfortunately, it is not true what you said, that you can have as many sexual intercourse experiences without becoming pregnant. All it takes is one time. And that's something that I really want to stress to you guys, just the importance of protecting yourself, not only from pregnancy, but also from any kind of STIs or STDs. It's very dangerous, and all it takes, again, is just one time for you to potentially get an STD that will stay with you for the rest of your life.
What's an STI?
An STI is a sexually transmitted infection, as opposed to a sexually transmitted disease.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what I actually want to do now that we've kind of shared and opened up, and you guys have been so gracious to be open with me as your facilitator, is I wanted to just kind of list a couple of words on this board, and then as I'm listing these words, I want you to kind of describe to me some ways in which each of these factors have influenced maybe your decision or teens' decisions on being sexually active. And when I list these words, I want you to take this home with you as homework and really think about it. And that way we can talk about it next week, or next meeting. So the first word is peers, parents, school and media.